What is the cost of living in Toronto, Ontario, Canada? In this video, I'm going to cover exactly how much it costs to live here, from transportation to grocery prices, home prices, and utilities. You name it, it will be covered in this video. As a resident who lives in Toronto, both born and raised, I can share firsthand what it's like living here from a cost perspective. And be sure to stay till the end because I'm going to share some key cost-saving strategies to help lower your expenses while living here. My name's Tish Schoberg, and I'm a licensed real estate agent in the Toronto and surrounding areas. And I get inquiries, calls, and texts from individuals just like you, wanting to know exactly what it's like living in Toronto, Ontario. So if you're interested in knowing what it's like living here, be sure to reach out. My team and I would love to help, whether you're looking to move in the next 9 days or 90 days, or if you're a first-time home buyer or an experienced home buyer, be sure to reach out. We'd love to help with your real estate needs. If you're new to my channel, be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And if you could relate to some of the stuff that I'm covering, or if you have any advice to give any of our viewers, be sure to comment because as you know, I can't cover everything in this video. So please be sure to share your own insight in the comment section below. Now let's get into it. So first, let's get into the cost of transportation. So moving in and around the city is quite easy if you live in the downtown core. Typically, you'd be taking our public transit system or a bike to get in and around the city because of how close you are to all the different amenities and stores in and around the downtown area. However, if you are deciding to move outside of the downtown core, or if you're deciding to live outside of the downtown core, you can expect to pay a little bit more for your transportation costs because you typically will require a vehicle to move in and around the city, although there are certain neighborhoods that are very amenity rich and don't require you to actually have a car in order to get in and around the city. So for public transit, you can expect to pay $3.30 for a single fare to go from point A to point B. If you decide to get the monthly pass, you're looking at about $156 per month. So it all depends on kind of how often you commute to see whether or not the monthly pass would be worth it for you. And then when it comes to gas prices, it really depends on how often you commute. So gas prices in Toronto, I do find are slightly higher than neighboring cities. And so what you can expect to pay if you commute, let's say half an hour to work and half an hour from work, is probably anywhere between $300 to $700 per month. Again, it all depends on the type of vehicle you have. Like if you have an 8-cylinder vehicle, the gas cost is definitely going to be higher than if you were to have like a smaller 4-cylinder vehicle. So that's just something that you want to take into account. But transportation costs in Toronto, I do find to be quite normal in comparison to other neighboring cities. We do have various different highways that you can take. But one thing that's really unique about Toronto being such a big city is we actually don't have that many toll roads. So we do have like the 407 toll road, and that does cross into certain areas that are close to Toronto. It doesn't go actually into the downtown or like the North York or other neighboring areas in the Toronto core. However, people do take it to get from one end of Toronto to the other end of Toronto. And so if you do decide to take the toll road, you can expect to pay anywhere between $20 to $50 for your commute, depending on how long you're on that toll road. But many people don't take it. Next is the cost of utilities. So in Toronto, typical utilities include your cost of hydro, water, and heat. And so the cost of those do vary depending on the type of house that you have. So if you have a smaller condo or a smaller townhouse or semi-detached house, you can expect to pay anywhere between $100 to $300 per month for your utility costs. Again, it does depend on the time of the year. Like in the winter, your utility costs might be a little higher, especially if you're using your furnace a lot, or in the summers, if you're using your air conditioning system a lot, you can expect the cost of that to be higher. And it also, again, depends on the size of your home. So if you're in a larger home, like something that's 2,000 square feet plus, like a large detached home, the cost of your utilities is obviously going to be higher. And that could range anywhere between $300 to $700, $800, just depending on your usage. So cost of utilities, I think, are pretty standard. And there are programs that are available for those who have lower income to actually pay less for their utilities. So next is the internet and phone bill. Oh goodness. Okay, so this is where I have to be really real with you guys. Our internet prices here are pretty steep. But even worse is our phone prices. Like our phone prices, I think there was like some statistic that I seen where like Canada has like one of the highest like cell phone bill costs like in the world. Like we're up there when it comes to cell phone bill costs. A lot of people who own cell phones here pay anywhere between 100 to 150 per month, which I know sounds insane, but it just is the reality of our phone system here. I think there's just not a lot of competition amongst the big players, and so they're able to actually charge that much for everyone's phone bill, which is a little crazy. But there are more affordable alternatives to that. So if you want to have like a pay-as-you-go phone, you can probably get a pay-as-you-go phone for about $100 or so, and then you just pay like an activation card, where I would say is anywhere between about $30 a month. So you do have more affordable options. But if you tend to go on your internet a lot and use your phone very frequently, especially throughout the day, you can expect that your bill will probably be more on the 100 to 150 mark, like mine is, unfortunately. Some things to prevent that is having a home phone. So if you do have a home phone, you can have a monthly bill that's more affordable than a cell phone bill, and then you can use your pay-as-you-go phone in the afternoons or evenings. So it all depends on what you use your phone for. For me, of course, being a realtor, I need to have my phone available at all times, have to have the internet available at all times. So because of that, my usage on my phone is quite high for both internet, calls, and other uses. So have to have that higher bill for me, of course. When it comes to the internet costs, you can expect to pay anywhere from $70 to $120. There are programs that are available for lower internet and TV packages that you can leverage through different programs that are available. But, it really depends on what you're using your internet for at home, because for us, we actually don't have a TV cable package. What we use at my house is we use like a Fire Stick, and we also leverage just using our laptops to watch movies on Netflix and watch our shows on YouTube. So we don't have cable, and to be quite honest, we really don't miss it. Next, let's touch on the cost of groceries, because I love to eat. So if you're going out on a nice dinner date, we do have some large chain restaurants like your Red Lobster, we have Montana's, we have Swiss Chalet. Like we have a lot of large chain restaurants, and typical cost for those restaurants would range anywhere between $20 to about $40 per plate, per person, of course. However, if you are going to go to a more upscale restaurant, you can expect to spend upwards of, anywhere between $50 to $200 plus per plate. So it all depends on where you decide to go to eat. But for grocery costs, the average cost for a single person, I would say, is anywhere from $200 to $300 per month. If it is a family of about 3 people, I would say you're looking at anywhere between that $400 to $600 costs per month for food. And if you're a larger family, you can expect to spend anywhere between like $700 to $1,000 for food per month, especially when you have young kids that are going to school. As a mom of 2, I do have one of my daughters that's going to school, and to pay for her lunch boxes, to pay for her snacks, and all these other different expenses definitely adds up for lunch. So what I typically do is I usually have like a thermos that I pack like leftover dinner in, so that she can kind of have some warm food for her lunch. I also shop at Costco. So Costco is like a large retail company where you can actually find food in large quantity for much cheaper. So I tend to go to Costco a lot. Costco doesn't have a location in the downtown core, but there are various locations in and around the city that you can leverage. And there is a membership fee for Costco. It's really reasonable. I think it's like $70 or $100 for the year. And of course, the savings that you get in buying these large quantity of food and packaged food is a lot more affordable than if you were to go to a grocery store. I also find Costco really cost effective when it comes to like just general household products, not only just food prices. Like I get my paper towel, meat there, I get toilet paper there, water, drinks. Especially if I'm having a party, I will go to Costco and buy a ton of side stuff. So I find it to be a really cost-effective alternative to your regular grocery store. It also helps if you shop at more affordable grocery stores like Food Basics, Freshco, No Frills are going to have more affordable options for food than shopping at more expensive grocery stores like Fortino's, Longo's, or Metro. Next is entertainment costs. So I love entertainment in Toronto. Toronto is it's such a live, vibrant city. There's so much to do and never a dull moment, especially the downtown core. And when it comes to concert, like that is where it is. Like there's a Scotiabank Arena, also called ACC, where you can actually go and experience multiple different concerts from R&B to pop to rock to reggae. Like you name it, there are concerts from all walks of the music industry there for you to enjoy and experience. So love the ACC or Scotiabank Arena for that and the entertainment that you get there. We also have various different sports events. So Toronto is home to the Toronto Raptors basketball team, so you can go and watch the basketball games in the downtown core. We also have the Toronto Blue Jays. Next, let's talk about property taxes. So property taxes in Toronto are about the 0.6% mark. If you are purchasing a home, the land transfer tax that is required for Toronto is a bit higher than other areas because Toronto does have a provincial land transfer tax as well as a municipal land transfer tax. However, if you are a first-time home buyer, you will be qualified for a first-time home buyer land transfer tax rebate. And that brings me to the cost of housing in Toronto. So guys, I love to discuss housing. This is my bread and butter as a real estate agent. Love to talk about pricing of houses. So when it comes to the average home in Toronto, you're looking at the 1.08 mark. For the average detached home, prices currently sit at 1.4 million on average. Average townhouse is currently priced at the 991K mark. The average semi is priced just over the 1 million mark, and the average condo is priced at 675,000. So prices do vary. The good thing about Toronto is that we do have some areas that are really affordable and other areas that are a little bit more upscale. Like there's areas in the West End that are a lot more affordable. And there are areas that are like, you know, in the North York region or in Yorkville and certain areas of downtown that are a little bit more expensive. So if you want more information on home prices, again, I am a licensed real estate agent and would be happy to go through different home options for you. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. You got value from this video. So other things to do in Toronto include going to the Art Gallery of Ontario in the downtown core so you can look at various different arts. We also have the Royal Ontario Museum full of dinosaur and other like ancient artifacts from Asia, Egypt, Africa. It's just great experience. I usually go there with the kids and we have a ton of fun there, lots to do, lots of different workshops there for you and the family. There's also the Ripley's Aquarium, so you can go and experience the aquatic lifestyle of various different sea animals. And that's it. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. See you in the next video.